Masks. So there's been a lot of talk about masks lately in terms of whether or not to wear them with the virus and all. So should you wear a mask? I guess simply the answer is yes. There's two reasons for it. Masks are very effective to stop the spread of the virus. In case if you're sick, you cough or sneeze or even breathe, they say these days, it could carry the particles that may contain the virus. Masks are very good to stop all those particles getting into the air around you in case you're sick. The thing there is that 46.5%, according to one study, of people that have the virus are asymptomatic. The study I'm referring to was the Princess Diamond, or the Diamond Princess, I forget which one it is. It's a cruise ship where a whole bunch of people got infected. I think it was 3,700 people on board and 712 people got infected. They found when they did testing of the people on board the ship that 46.5% of the people that turned up to be positive to the virus were asymptomatic. It's one of those good case studies because they were able to test they were able to do over 3,000 tests. And as I said before, there's 3,700 people on board. I say it's a good study because in studies I've done in other countries, the tests I've done are pretty much when people are coming to hospital and they're very sick, so of course they're all symptomatic, so you don't get a good understanding of how many people are positive with the virus that are asymptomatic. So when they did the tests on the passengers of that ship, it was a good study to see exactly how many people can be asymptomatic and have the virus. Now, because they're asymptomatic, it doesn't mean that they can't pass the virus. In fact, they can pass the virus. They're just as contagious or as anyone else, really. So, or as I should say, they're just as contagious as people who do show symptoms. Maybe a little less so because they're not coughing as much. But yeah, so they're still contagious, they're asymptomatic, they don't know they've got the virus because they're asymptomatic, and they're walking around. Now a lot of governments have said don't wear a mask unless you're sick. Well, if you're sick you shouldn't be going out, you should be staying indoors. And the other problem with that recommendation is that, as I said, 46.5% seem to be asymptomatic, so they don't know they're sick. So with that advice that's been given, those people are walking around outside without a mask, which is a big problem because, as we've seen in some reports, they're saying that some of the spread that they don't understand where it's coming. Well, I don't say they don't understand. They're assuming that a lot of this part of the spread. Some people are saying a lot of the spread is happening from the asymptomatic people that have the virus. And so what do you do about it? Well, the obvious answer is to do what everyone else has been doing in Asia, and that is to wear masks if you go out of the house. Because you don't know if you've got the virus. You've just got to assume that everyone's got the virus, really. And that's the only real way you can go about it. So that's why you should wear masks. That's the number one reason you should wear masks. Number two is that, can it help you not get the virus? It depends what mask you wear. I mean, there's full face masks that you can wear, the ones that are sort of go all the way around, cover your eyes as well. You might see them in pandemic movies, but yeah, they're the ones that go all the way around the chin, come up around here, and the whole face is covered, including the eyes. And those, if they have an airtight seal around the place, they can be almost 100% effective. And then you move down from there and you get to the normal sort of paper masks, you like, or N95 masks, as some might, that are a particular type that everyone's talking about. And they don't quite give you a perfect seal, so you may still get infected, but they still offer you a percentage of security, if you like. Think of it like a bulletproof vest. You might be going into a war zone, and someone might say, here's a bulletproof vest, and someone else might say, well, what happens if you get shot in the head? Do you not wear it? Of course you do, because it's still going to give you some level of safety in case you get hit by the most common shot, and that would be a body shot. So it's like that, and then it steps down, depending on what mask you get. And now they say even just making your own mask can be effective, and even making your own mask particularly effective in stopping those particles going out in case you were infected. But do offer some protection if you're not infected, particularly if you're walking through a mist of the virus. Someone might have coughed or whatever. It can direct the airflow around it for that split second. Stop it the particles just going straight on your nose or your lips in case you're breathing out. And it'll just go onto the actual mask. And if you can make a cloth mask, and there's plenty of websites that will tell you how to make your own masks, so just look that up. It'll help you. And the beauty of those ones that you made out of cloth that you might be able to make yourself is that you can wash them. And I mention those because some of the things that they're talking about now is that the medical profession need the N95 masks, or P2 masks that they're also called. And that's fair enough, and you don't want to take those off the market. So if you don't have a mask yourself already, maybe you can make your own mask. But yeah, I'd recommend that everyone that goes outside, particularly if you're going into an enclosed area like a shopping centre or a shop or chemist, sometimes you can't maintain minimum safe distance. They say maintain 6 feet distance between the next person. Sometimes you can't. Some shopping aisles, in particular shops, I know the chemists around here, the aisle's so narrow you're basically scraping past someone to get past them. So yeah, I would recommend wearing a mask. Now I know the CDC has come out now and said they recommend masks. All of Asia has worn masks, and you've seen graphs. You can look up online, there's graphs now that show all the countries in Asia that wear masks compared to the West, and the infection rates. Night and day. Some people are saying, well, that might be because of other reasons. Well, I think it's pretty confirmed that, and it goes back to the Spanish flu when they all started wearing masks, that masks do help prevent the spread of a virus. Are they going to stop at 100%? No, they're not going to stop at 100%. It will give you a decent degree, or a decent percentage of lessening the spread. So they're worth it. So yeah, that's my advice. If you go out, wear a mask. Yeah, but if you do make a mask yourself and it's a cloth one, make sure you wash it afterwards. If you're touching the front of it, just make sure you take it off from the back. If you touch the front of it, wash your hands. Wash your hands anyway afterwards. It doesn't matter. So yeah, that'd be my recommendation. If you go out, wear a mask. Thanks.